Hello, hello. Welcome to Sparkle.Sanctuary. My name is Rebecca. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is another Diamond Art Club unboxing. I know I've done quite a bit of them on my channel, but they had a Black Friday sale and they released 3 Margaret Morales diamond paintings. And as I've said before on my channel, she is my favorite artist and I just could not pass these up. I originally went to go purchase them and they were sold out and I was bummed, but I was like, well, you know what? That just means I didn't get them. And then my friend Rhonda from the channel Dip in Time contacted me and said, hey, there was an issue. They restocked a bunch of these. Go check it out. And I was able to get my hands on all 3 of them, which I was over the moon about. Anyway, I'm really sorry about my ring light. I have tried moving it from my last unboxing, and I'm not sure how much better this is going to look. This is going to be a trial and error thing just because of the space that I'm working in currently while my Christmas tree is taking up my previous workspace. So we'll go ahead and get started. I'm going to unbox, I think, this round diamond painting first, and then I'll open up these 2 next. I am seeing that there's some kind of sleeve on here that I've not seen on a diamond painting kit from Diamond Art Club before. I haven't watched any unboxings in several months, and so I don't know what's going on here. So this is something that we're just going to learn together if you haven't already unboxed one of their newer kits yourself. So these are all shrink wrapped. If I can get into it. So every Diamond Art Club kit comes standard. So all 3 of these look the same, but like I said, this is an update from previous kits that I have. So I will show you a majority of this kit, and then I probably won't show you a lot of the details on the other ones. As you'll see, they're pretty standard. So this is just like a sleeve that comes over it, and it has the thumbnail of the image. This one is called Oleander. It is a 55.6 by 78.7 centimeter kit, or 32 by 31 inches. So this is just like a sleeve that went over the top of it. The back has how-to tips and tricks, and then here's the kit contents. So it's a velvet tarpaulin painted canvas, quality diamonds, a twist and pick applicator with wax and multi-placers, a stackable tray with lid and stopper, an inventory sheet with pre-sticker labels, and then 15 reusable baggies. So that's on that. So here's the actual box without that on it. So if you're storing these, you'll have to store it with that on there if you want to know what this is by the top of it. It does say round diamonds, but it doesn't have the name of the kit on this top version of the diamond painting. It doesn't have it on the top here or the side here. Also does not have it on the other side. In the back, it has the same thing as the back of this, all the way down to right here. And so then this is just a warning choking hazard, whether it's third-party tested, and then information about Diamond Art Club. So there's a thumbnail on the side here. Oh, forgot to point this out. Sorry. 74 colors, including 3 Aurora Borealis and 3 Fairy Dust diamonds. It does tell you the total diamonds. And then there is a SKU number, and I'll point out that SKU number information. But then it also has a tiny thumbnail here with a barcode. So in order to store your kits, if you're going to store them in the box, you would need to leave this on there just to make sure that you can recognize the diamond painting, because the only place that has a thumbnail is the very bottom with this very tiny, tiny thumbnail. I mean, look at that's compared to my fingernail. So it's very small. There's also a SKU number on here. So let's go ahead and open the box and see if what's on the inside is any different. All right, this looks to be the same as the most recent unboxings that I've done from Diamond Art Club. It has this pull-out box. I will say these kits are incredibly heavy, so I can see why shipping is as much as it is. Because I like the kits that I get from, say, Meat Market or whatever, they may be smaller, but they're like significantly lighter. Okay, so here is our toolkit, and it has your single placer. So you not untwist. You want to leave that twisted. You want to pop off the lid. There is a metal multi-placer or metal single placer in here, and there is a clear wax in there. So then you can just pop back on the lid. If you need to replace some of the wax that's in here, you do unscrew it and you pull this out, and then you just put more wax in there and you put that in. So what this does is you only screw it on until you meet a little bit of resistance, and then you leave it, because when you twist up, the wax actually will come up out of the pin this way. I've learned that the wax isn't as finicky as the putty that they were using originally, because as it comes up, the wax tends to stop, where the putty would just keep, kind of coming out more and more. This looks like it's finally starting to come up to the end. Anyway, so you just keep twisting and twisting until the wax comes up. And if you get an abundance of wax, you can always pull that off of there, but you stick that back on. On this end, there is a 4-place multi-placer. And then it came with a bag of 15 baggies. And then here is their tray. So their tray it says Diamond Art Club. Let's see if I'm not sure if that's focusing. This says Diamond Art Club, do it makes you sparkle on the side here. And then here's the back. As you can see, the tray lid slides out. If I can get it to slide out. Sometimes they're it's not been used before, so it's really nice and sticky in there. You actually want that to be a little bit more hard to pull off, just because if you are working with these, then it's less likely to pop off of the tray. And then there is additional wax in here for the single placer for you to put in there for when you run out. And then there is a heart-shaped wax that they have. Now, when you use these, and also the one in the baggie, there is little pieces of plastic covering them. So you want to make sure you take that off before you stick your pin in. And then there is a 7-place multi-placer. There's a lid or a stopper so that your diamonds don't fall out the end. I do like the depth of the tray on this side here, like this way, but back here you can see that it's quite thin. And so I find, like, when I use these trays, I have to really keep my hand along the back, or I end up spilling out the back, because I tend to shake my tray pretty aggressively. So that's all the contents from here. Okay, I'll put all of this back. And we will just get into the kit. All right, so the kit comes in a plastic dust sleeve to keep it clean. And then inside here is the sticker sheet. So it is just, you squeeze this diamond on here to open up the envelope. It says, thank you for your purchase. When you open this, it has tips and tricks on top. On the bottom, it has kit contents. Here's their social media. Here's a 20% off coupon code if you're using your first in-app purchase. And then here's their Facebook group. Looks like I got a card in here, and it is a silver card. Wow, I don't get silver very often, so that's awesome. So there is the how to use and refill the multi-place, or the pin that it comes with. So nice instructions there. And then this sticker kit. So this diamond is a sticker. This Diamond Art Club label is a sticker. The title Oleander with Margaret by Margaret Morales is a sticker. And then this image is a sticker. This this is a separate sticker. So it comes with the number of diamonds, the shape of the diamonds, the canvas size, and then the SKU number, a start and end date. And then when you open it up, there is all of the diamonds. So as you can see, there is number 69 through 74 are the special diamonds. And then they also have the 6,000 number that isn't a number that you would find normally in DMC code. So diamond paintings come in a DMC code similar to floss for people who do needlework and use floss. And so that's just a color that Diamond Art Club said they couldn't find in the in the color code that's already available. And so they made up their own. So that's what that is. But anyway, as you can see, they number typically numbers, and then they have symbols and letters. But yeah, so it comes with 6 special diamonds. So like I said, 3 ABs. It stands for Aurora Borealis, or Northern Lights. I'll show you that. It's an iridescent coating. And then Z stands for fairy dust. So those are like, they have a mica powder or glitter on the top of those. So I will show you that as well. Okay, let me set these aside and we will get into, let me clear this up a little bit and we'll open up the kit. All right, so Diamond Art Club's canvases are have a soft flocked backing. I will say, like, some of them, like this one almost has, like, there are pieces that feel a little bit more rough. So if you're super sensitive to those textures, that's something to keep in mind. But as you can see at the top of their canvas, there is their branding. Do It Makes You Sparkle Diamond Art Club. I see this entire section is going to be completely color blocking. So there's going to be, like, look at that. There is all of these. This is all one color, so I can use my multi-placer for days. But anyway, the edges are scalloped and poked, so there's not going to be fraying. And then if you see the plastic, well, if I had it pulled up, I should have just shown you. The plastic is perforated along these like gray lines. So I'll show you. Hold on. Sorry, I'm dropping part of the canvas, or I'm dropping the diamonds. Let me set those aside. So when you look at this, like where it's perforated, you can actually tear that and make sections out of it if that's what you want to do to work on this. So let me see if I can open this up some more. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Okay, so there's a lot of color blocking around the edges just because the kind of diamond painting it is. So I think this one will go fast, especially because it's made of rounds. At the bottom here, you have the SKU number that I was telling you about that was on the box. It's also here. And then when you look on the bag of drills, it's also there with the name of the kit. And that way, oh, an extra piece of plastic on here. That way, if you store them separately, you'll be able to find them easily. So it has the size of the kit, the artist name, and the company name. It does say the pasting area. So there's another little thumbnail here. In the center here, there is like a couple of codes along with their socials. And then on the bottom right is their lifetime warranty information. Then there is 74 colors. So there is a legend of the different diamonds, colors on and symbols on the right-hand side, bottom right-hand side. And then there's another one on the top left-hand side. So it goes all the way up. So you can see, isn't she pretty? Look at all those pinks. Oh my goodness. So I'm going to unroll this. I'm going to roll this up the other direction and see if I can get her to lay flat a little easier. Hold on for a second while I struggle for a minute. Sorry. This is a little bit longer of a canvas than I was thinking it would be. I probably should have known by the price point, but you know, it is what it is. I'm going to lay this sideways so we can hopefully get most of her in frame. Look at that and see it laid out very nicely once I rolled it backwards. Okay, so there you go. This is like, look at all of those. There is a ton of shades of pink and red. Sorry, I'm trying to avoid the glare as much as possible. I'm not doing very well. Lots of pinks and reds. So I'm probably not going to go through every diamond just because there is 3 different diamond paintings here for me to show you guys. But oh, and it does look like I'm getting her all on frame. That's lovely. Lovely. Okay. So you can see the entirety of this diamond painting. And so what I'm going to do, I'll pause for a second and I'm just going to I'm going to open up the diamonds and then I will kind of pull out the specials and show you what we have. Okay, really fast before I go pulling this apart, I just took them out of the bag and look at that color spread. Like there are just so many beautiful shades of pink in here. Look at how pretty. Like I am so... Like this is definitely going to be an amazing spring canvas to work on. Okay, I'll get back to what I was doing. Okay, so to start, we have, this is Z605. So Z is the one that has the fairy dust or mica powder on it. I'm not sure, even if I pull it up close, if it's going to focus well enough to show you. But there is just this hint of glitter on top of those diamonds on top of the diamonds that just make it give a little bit extra sparkle. And there's 2 bags of that. The mica powder is like embedded into the resin with a top coat, so you don't have to worry about it's not going to like come off or anything. But this symbol is a check mark, and it looks like I see check marks here. This flower here is going to have check marks throughout it. This one here has check marks throughout it. There's some here. There's some in the flowers over there. And there's some like just little patches in this flower here as well. So I think all of these bigger flowers are going to have it for that. And there's even a little bit here. There's like I like finding little tiny spots where it is. So it's just kind of going to be sprinkled around. The next one is an AB. So AB stands for Aurora Borealis. So this has the reflection kind of similar to the Northern Lights. You can see that iridescent coating on top. So this is AB 819. And this is a up arrow kind of look. Upside down inverted V. So there's a little flecks of it in these little light patches in this flower. There's light in the light patches in this flower. This super white area here is not that. But then these lighter patches here are the AB. And it looks like there's some over here in this flower as well. Okay, so let me put this away and we'll look at the next colors. All right, so my next special diamond is another one of the fairy dust ones, the ones with the mica powder. It is Z3598. It is kind of this like blue color. It is very pretty. I wish that my camera would focus to really show you that. That looks really pretty. Z598. So that is a sideways triple arrow. Okay, so if you kind of look, it looks like there's some in this here. I see some in that little flower patch over there. It's looking, there's some here in this lighter area here. So it's kind of sporadically in some of these. There's some here. It's sporadically in some of these more blue kind of areas. Okay. And then Z743 is this yellow, and this is also a pixie dust or fairy dust. This one is, there's like just a little bit there. There's some in her eyes. There's some a little bit here. No, I don't see any there. So there's not very much in this one of that color. And then here is AB3609. This one's going to be hard to find because there's so few on here and there's so much pink. So let's see if I can find it. Okay, I see some of that in this. So there's little sprinkles of it through here. And I really don't see it anywhere else. But I'm not always seeing everything. And like I said, there's a lot of pink here. So I could just be missing that. Our last one is AB3348. It is this green AB, so it's got that iridescent coating on it. And that one is going to be an equal sign. So there's equal signs in this greenery, and that greenery there, and that greenery there. And that looks like that is it. Okay, all right, I will put this kit away and I will pull out the next one. All right, so this is the next one we will unbox. The other box was pink. And this one's blue because this one is a square-shaped diamond painting. It has all of the same information. This one's called Royal Cuddle. It is 55.8 by 78.7 centimeters, and there's a 22 by 31. Again, it also has the thumbnail here. It says it's 95 colors with 1 Aurora Borealis, 1 Electro Diamond, ooh, that's metallic, and 5 Fairy Dust Diamonds. I didn't do a whole lot of research on these because, like I said, I wasn't planning on making any purchases. So some of this is just all fresh and brand new to me, and I haven't seen them unboxed or anything, so I'm super excited to get into these kits if I can get into them. Give me just a second. Okay. So let's get this plastic off. It is nice that there's a plastic shrink wrap to protect it. Okay. So open the bottom of this. This has the same removable cover on the top of it. I just won't remove that. Open this up, see where we are. Okay, so you can see Diamond Art Club do what makes you sparkle on their plastic dust cover sleeve. Inside is the same toolkit as was in the last one. Here's the instruction sheet. So I'm not going to show you this whole toolkit, but you can see all of that contents are the same. And then here is the envelope. And here is the treasure quest card in bronze for Royal Cuddle. And then the sticker sheet is the exact same information. It's got the bigger thumbnail and all of the other stickers. And then this one, like I said, has 95 colors. So from 89 to 95 is going to be our specials. And it looks like they did print one of their own colors for this one as well. Lots of purples in here. That'll be pretty. Let's see what this looks like. Okay, we will get the plastic off of here. Get a good look at this. So again, same thing, scallop poked edges, flocked canvas. This one looks like it is rolled upside down. So this SKU number that's here is going to match what's on the diamonds and what's on the box. Has all the same information, information about the kit with the thumbnail, information about their socials, their warranty. There is the legend on the bottom right and on the top left. So we're going to look at this one going backwards. Oh, look at that cat. Oh, that's got a nice amount of color blocking. In case I didn't mention, I can't remember if I did, color blocking is where you get to use your multi-placer and then in a large area so that you're not changing out your colors. It goes much faster. And then confetti is where you have a bunch of color changes. Her hair is fairly confetti heavy, but it also seems to be in line, so it's not terrible. Oh, look at how pretty she is. Okay, and then there's the legend on the top left, and then at the very top is their logo for Diamond Art Club. And this again has the gray line perforated cover sheet. The plastic is really nice and thick. The stick on these is really good. No complaints there. I will say that the glue does go over the edge of the canvas, so that's where I genuinely I recommend getting washi tape and just having it edge the edge of your diamond painting so that you don't get dirt and fuzz in it, things like that while you're diamond painting. So this is so pretty. Okay, I'm going to turn this sideways so we can get a better look at it. Wow, this one also fits into frame for the most part, so that's a nice thing. That cat really just pops off the page because it's so white compared to everything else. That is really pretty. I love her hair. I love the way that looks. Okay, let's get a look at the colors of these diamonds. So if you look at that, there's one single one that was off to the side, but that is the spread of diamonds. This is a very colorful canvas, and I love it. Our very first special diamond is going to be Z3716. This is again one of the ones with the mica powder on it. So Z3716, I see some in this flower here, all along in here in this flower. There's quite a bit in this one. I see a little sprinkle in here. I see some sprinkled in here. I see some here and here in her hair. I see some in this flower sprinkled in, and then there's some in that flower there. And there's a little bit in this flower here too. And then there's some over here. There's a little bit right there. That is all I see of that one for now. So next is Z758. And this symbol looks like to be an equal sign, but with a top and a bottom. So that is, it goes through her hair here. There's quite a bit in that in her hair. It's really pretty. I don't think I see it anywhere else, actually. I think that's only in her hair. And then the next one is Z3346, another mica powder one. I think you can see that one a little bit better on this one. I'm not sure. That is sprinkled in the greenery, in every piece of greenery that is on this page. So lots of it, even over in that one. All right, next we have this K444, and this one again is called an electro diamond. It is very metallic on top, so the yellow isn't what you're going to see. It's going to be that gold color, and that is K444. That is, there's a ring of it going through here, like little sprinklings in here and sprinklings through here, a few sprinkles in here. It's like there's some in her crown, some on the crown of the cat. There's some in the bell here. And then we have Z3801. This is again one of those mica powder ones. That is in these like brighter colors in this area on the bow, in the brighter reds of the flower, in the brighter reds through her hair and through this bow. And then there's some over there and some up in there on those flowers. And then there's even some through here. Then I have AB3348. So that one again has the iridescent coating on top. It's very pretty. So there's some through here in the lighter areas of this greenery up top up here. I don't really see it in the ones down on the lower area. So that AB is going to be mostly up there. Last but not least is Z728. It's this yellow color. And this one is 2 lines. So it's going to be in the bell here, in the cat's crown, and in her crown. Okay, I'm going to get this one put away, and then I will bring out the last one. Here's my third and last unboxing for this video. Definitely not the least. This is my favorite one. That's why I saved it for last. This is Yume. She is 22 by 29 inches or 55.8 centimeters by 73.7 centimeters. She is just slightly smaller than the other image that I have, other 2 images that I unboxed. This one is also in a blue box, so it is square diamond painting. On the side here, it says it is 96 colors with 1 aurora borealis, 1 electro diamond, 1 iridescent diamond, and 4 fairy dust diamonds. So there are 4 different kinds of specials in here. Everything else about the box is exactly the same. I did go ahead and perforate this plastic since I struggled so much with the last one, so we can get right into this kit. Okay, let's open this up and see what we have. Okay, here is the same toolkit that the other 2 kits had. And then we have the diamond painting again in our dust cover sleeve. And here's our thank you envelope with her sticker sheet in it. Let's see, she is also a bronze treasure quest card. And then here is the thumbnail, just slightly bigger. Isn't she gorgeous? And there you go, 96 colors. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 specials in this one. And it looks like they made 5 of their own diamonds for this kit. All right, let's get into her. And let me move some of this around and we'll get into the actual diamond painting. Okay, so as you can see, this is the same quality canvas as the other ones. It has got the scalloped and poked edges. It has their branding on top, and then their schematic or legend on the top left and bottom right already started here because there's so many colors. Now, Margaret Morales does watercolor artwork, so I'm finding it very interesting to see, oh, look at that, to see the renderings from Diamond Art Club and how that looks for her. Now, this is very stark coloring. These have very thick black symbols. Here, let me get the diamonds out, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let's get those out of the way. So especially here on her hand, you can see, if I can get the glare, look at all those dark symbols that are there for the different, especially for that symbol. I'm very, like, it's going to be hard to tell what this is really going to look like until it's actually completed. Like there in her face, those are black. That's another one that's a black symbol. So I know, like, it is watercolor and like part of her face is in the shadow. So here, let me pull this back out. You can see like there's some shadowing here underneath her mask and the moths around her face, like under her chin, there's some shadowing. But that definitely looks really dark on here just because of the symbols that they used. I'm hoping that the square diamonds are, like, the grid of this is nice and tight for the square diamonds to fit on, just so that it's not hard covering those. As a multi-placer, I know it's hard to make sure that they all line up the way they're supposed to. And when there's really thick, dark symbols like that, sometimes they'll pop out from underneath, and it's definitely noticeable. So hopefully that's not a big deal. I did just roll the very end of this back a little bit, and it's already laying flat. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn her sideways so you can see the whole image. Just that way. There we go. So see, she's slightly smaller than the other diamond paintings, a couple inches this direction. I love the rabbit mask. This is so pretty. Oh my goodness. Like I said, the coloring of her skin is definitely going to look stark in this. Now I'm going to have to go back and watch people's unboxings and see if they had an opinion on that. As you can see, this has the lined and it's perforated cover sheet, nice thick cover sheet. Again, it's super, super sticky. And then the same thing with the code here and information, their socials, and then the warranty information on the bottom there. Sorry, I got sidetracked with her skin tone. I'm going to open this bag so that I can pull the diamonds out and show you just the kind of color spread like I've been doing. So here's the color spread. Lots of really pretty colors in there. I'm excited to see what these specials look like. Okay. And give me just a minute to find those and I'll be right back. All right, so the very first special diamond is the Electro diamond here, one with the metallic topping coat on top. So this is K444 again. It's in her kimono, in the moons and stars on her kimono. We have Z3853. This is one of those mica powder colored ones. So that is on the bottom part here and on the top of this. On this one here, on the top and bottom, it's in this area here of these ones. It's through here. There's a slight bit on this moth, and then there's a little bit in that flower there. Next, we have AB972. So that one also has that iridescent coating. So this one is in the lanterns here and here, and all of those lanterns there. And that looks to be it for that. Okay, it is Z321. So there's some in her lips. There's some in her lid here. There's some in this flower up through here. There's a little bit through this flower, this part here and through here. And then there's some on this rabbit here, through here. Here is Z799. So that is here in her kimono. A couple like streaks of it through here and through here, and through there, through here. And then here is Z666. You can really see the mica powder on the red ones. And I love that. So I'm sorry that that's not focusing. Okay, so there's some of those here in the rabbit. I guess that's a part of the moth. No, that's the rabbit's like streaks on its face. To be honest, I don't see anywhere else where that's located, but that doesn't mean that that's all inclusive. So keep that in mind. And then our last one is L498, and it is this like, I don't know, raspberry color. All right, so this raspberry color is actually her fingernails. So her fingernails are just going to be super shiny, and that's all I see is the fingernails. I looked all over the canvas and couldn't find any anywhere else. All right, so that is all I have for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you. And if you're here till the end, please give it a thumbs up. And yeah, I hope you're having a great day. Remember, wherever you go, to take care of yourself is a Sparkle Sanctuary. Take time to take care of you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.